By the end of this video, you'll recognize the 7 hidden layers of a rare spiritual awakening symptom, understand why it marks you as a potential guide for others, and learn how to navigate its challenges to unlock your true purpose. You'll gain clarity on the subtle signs that set you apart, discover why your experiences matter, and leave with a new sense of direction and belonging. Imagine waking up one morning, going about your usual routine, when a quiet thought drifts in. This doesn't feel like my life anymore. Not in a dramatic way, but as a subtle, persistent whisper that won't fade. What if that feeling isn't confusion or burnout, but the first sign of something extraordinary, something only a rare few ever experience? Here's the truth. Most people drift through life, never questioning the script handed to them. But for some, a hidden process begins, a process that quietly dismantles the old self and reveals a deeper calling. If you felt this, you're not just waking up, you're being activated. The stakes are high. Ignore these signs, and you risk living a life that was never truly yours. Embrace them, and you step into a role that could change not just your world, but the world around you. This isn't just another trend or fleeting phase. Throughout history, those who've felt this rare symptom have gone on to lead, heal, and inspire. They didn't always know why at first, but their willingness to follow the signs set them apart. If you're experiencing these layers, you're not alone, and you're not imagining things. Here's what to expect. First, you'll uncover the initial sense of disconnection that signals the start. Next, you'll see how relationships shift and why loneliness is a necessary teacher. Then, you'll learn about the rise of energetic sensitivity, the dissolving of old ambitions, and the transformation of your relationship with time. You'll discover why solitude becomes sacred, how a new sense of purpose emerges, and finally, the moment when your soul's true assignment comes into focus. Each layer builds on the last, guiding you deeper into your awakening. Let's begin with the first layer, the quiet unraveling of your old identity. It doesn't announce itself with fireworks. Instead, it slips in during the most ordinary moments, driving, scrolling, folding laundry. Suddenly, you sense that your job, your relationships, even your dreams feel borrowed. It's as if you've inherited a life that was never truly yours. Questions arise. Why do I care about these things? Who decided this mattered? When did I stop feeling alive? Most people dismiss this as stress or boredom, but for those marked by this awakening, the feeling deepens. It becomes an energetic mismatch between your inner self and your outer life. You try to shake it off, change your routine, seek distractions, but nothing fits anymore. This is the beginning of departure, not just change. Once you sense it, you can't go back. The illusion dissolves, and you're pulled out of your old reality, ready or not. Pause and ask yourself, have you ever felt like a stranger in your own life, as if you're living someone else's story? The second layer arrives with a jolt. Your relationships begin to shift. People you once felt close to now seem distant. Conversations that used to flow now feel shallow or strained. You might sit across from a longtime friend and suddenly feel like you're speaking different languages. It's not about superiority. It's about resonance. Your energy is moving into a higher frequency and not everyone can follow. This misalignment creates friction. Friends become avoidant. Loved ones misunderstand you. Social spaces feel heavy. It's a lonely stage, and many abandon their awakening here, desperate to keep the peace. But for those who continue, this isn't rejection. It's recalibration. The universe is rearranging your connections to match who you're becoming. It hurts, it isolates, but it also prepares you to attract relationships that reflect your evolving truth. Reflect for a moment. Are there people in your life who no longer feel aligned with who you're becoming? As you move deeper, the world itself becomes overwhelming. Crowded places, loud events, even everyday environments start to drain you. This isn't social anxiety, it's energetic sensitivity. Your senses sharpen, and you begin to feel the intentions, stress, and energy of others. You crave solitude, nature, and silence, not out of fear, but necessity. Your body seeks recalibration. You might notice new sensitivities to food, technology, or noise. It's confusing, sometimes inconvenient, but it's not weakness. It's a sign that your energy field is being purified for a higher calling. In a society built on emotional numbness, this stage forces you to set boundaries and choose where your energy goes. Protection isn't isolation, it's preparation. Your sensitivity is now your compass. Consider, where in your life do you feel most energetically drained, and where do you feel restored? Then comes a surprising shift. Your drive to prove yourself begins to fade. You may still have goals, but the hunger to compete, to dominate, to be the best starts to dissolve. It might feel like you're losing ambition, but you're not. You're replacing competition with purpose. Climbing meaningless ladders no longer interests you. The need for applause fades, replaced by a desire to serve, create, and express without chasing validation. This is where you truly separate from the crowd. While others seek visibility, you seek impact. While others crave control, you seek alignment. Your worth is no longer tied to your achievements. Your soul wants to awaken, not just win. As this desire becomes your guiding star, you stop fighting for space in systems you no longer believe in. Instead, you begin building what others haven't dared to imagine. Ask yourself, what ambitions have lost their grip on you, and what new desires are calling you forward? Another layer emerges in your perception of time. You notice moments where an hour passes in what feels like 5 minutes, or the opposite. This isn't distraction, it's your consciousness awakening beyond linear time. Most people live by the clock, but as you awaken, your awareness taps into the present so deeply that past and future lose their hold. Intuition becomes more reliable than plans. Timing is less about control and more about alignment. You may struggle with rigid routines or feel disconnected from long-term goals. This isn't laziness. It's your inner compass shifting from the clock to the flow of life. You begin trusting inner nudges, noticing synchronicities, and allowing time to move with you, not against you. Reflect. When have you felt most in flow, losing track of time, because you were fully present? Solitude, once feared, now becomes sacred. You find yourself craving time alone, not out of sadness, but because silence allows you to hear something important. After the rise in sensitivity, being around others too much blurs your energy. Even casual conversations can feel draining. You pull away from social plans, unplug from constant notifications, and find peace in stillness. This is where your spirit recalibrates, where insights land, and your nervous system finds rest. Alone is no longer empty. It's sacred space. Solitude strengthens your signal and clarifies your purpose. Then something stirs within you, a sense that you're here for something specific. Not just to exist, but to serve in a way that's uniquely yours. The details are vague. You catch glimpses in dreams or flashes of inspiration, but you can't define it yet. You only know that what you're doing now isn't enough. Old roles and labels lose their meaning. You feel pulled towards something higher, even if it hasn't appeared in your external world. The more you ignore this call, the louder it becomes. This isn't imagination. It's your soul signaling that your real assignment is surfacing. But it's real. And if you're feeling it, you've reached a phase most never do. Soul recognition without ego interference. Pause and ask, what quiet call keeps returning to you even when you try to ignore it? At this point, the emotional intensity peaks. You realize there's no going back. The old life, the borrowed dreams, the shallow connections, they no longer fit. You stand at the threshold of a new reality, carrying both the grief of what's lost and the anticipation of what's to come. This is the moment of true transformation. The pain of leaving behind the familiar is real, but so is the exhilaration of stepping into your authentic path. You're not just awakening, you're being chosen to lead, to heal, to inspire, whether publicly or in quiet, unseen ways. The world needs those willing to walk this path, even when it's lonely or uncertain. Now, the final synthesis. These 8 layers: disconnection, shifting relationships, energetic sensitivity, dissolving ambition, time distortion, sacred solitude, emerging purpose, and soul recognition aren't random symptoms. They're the blueprint of a rare awakening. If you're experiencing them, you're not broken or lost. You're being prepared for a role that only a few can fulfill. The discomfort, the confusion, all of it is part of your initiation. The world is changing, and those who feel this call are meant to help guide others through the fog. If you recognize yourself in these layers, you're not just a seeker. Embrace the journey, trust the process, and know that your awakening is both a gift and a responsibility. If you're ready to step fully into this new identity, claim your place among the awakened. Share which layer resonates most with you, and reflect on how your journey is unfolding. If you're curious about how to turn this awakening into action, the next video will reveal practical steps to channel your purpose into real-world impact. Your path is just